Right, Mustang fans, that's an area. It's podcast time, right? It's Thursday evening, and tonight talking Ingleside Lady Mustang softball on the Ingleside Sports Podcast Coaches Show, right? And today, not only do I have the coach on, but he has one of his players, and I'll introduce him here in just a bit. But I do want to let you guys know that we do this podcast is being sponsored by Miss Softball. It's a program right out of Ingleside there. So thank you to Abel Salazar and all the crew that is associated with him with Miss. They do a great job out there teaching the young softball players that want to learn the fundamentals. They have tournaments. They do all kinds of things, man, and it's really, really great. And he has kids not only from Ingleside but from the surrounding areas that come all the way down to be part of his program. So he's doing great things. I think this program was established in 2019, I believe, if I remember correctly. So he's doing some great things. They're growing every year. And so, like I said the last time, I hope to have him on here sometime during the softball program to talk more about his program. So, thank you for sponsorship and all that you do for Ingleside Sports. So on the screen, I have the head coach for the Ingleside Lady Mustangs, Coach Kevin Lewis. Coach, how you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me
Absolutely.
or us.
Coach just got off the field and he jumped right on. And I asked Coach, I said, could you bring your picture, right? We had her on here, and he said, of course. So she said yes. So on the screen, there on the bottom screen, we have the star picture for Ingleside, Kylee Ward. Kylee, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for saying yes. I always tell Coach, and I always think like she's gonna say again, again, again. But man, it's great to have you on. I always follow your stats. Obviously, I've said this last year. You're obviously one of the best pitchers that we have here in the Coastal Bend area. We got quite a few, right? But definitely when we talk about that, Kylie Ward's name definitely has to be mentioned. And, I want to congratulate you before we start the questions because you were selected for the, I believe, 2026 Corpus Christi Hooks All Star team. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations. That's always nice.
Thank
That's
you.
people are acknowledging the work that you put in. What was that feeling like for you? How did you find out? Who told you? Was it coach that got the call and then told you? How did all that happen?
He was the one that told me. I think he told me at practice or he texted me. It was one of the two.
No, I called you on the phone because it's
Okay,
over
he called me.
over Christmas break.
That's awesome. I think that's a great accomplishment. Much deserved. Did you expect any of that to happen? Was that something that was even on your thoughts? So it was you was just surprised, right?
Yeah, I really did not think it was going to happen, but when he told me, I was shocked.
Wow. And so, what was that feeling like, right? Because they go up there. There's a bunch of people up there. Obviously, there's other pitchers as well, or other players, not just pitchers. But what was that feeling like to share with your parents, your family, and then because they call your stats out, right? So everybody gets to hear, see you, and all of your accomplishment. What was that feeling like to get there, have your parents there, and be around all those people?
It was something I remember. It was nerve-wracking. It was scary walking across, but it was fun and it will be something I remember. And yeah.
Absolutely, and much deserved. Coach, were you able to make it out there with Kylie?
Yeah, I had to be.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. Leilani also got it. Leilani Smith. But I was also Hook's Coach of the Year, so I had to be there as well.
There
So
you
that so that made it pretty memorable for all three of us.
Coach, so what was it like for you to have your players to see? Because you see the work that we don't see, right? Like you see that there's injuries, that happen that never gets talked about that you get to see, right? Or that you see in practice. So you see how Lilani, how she works, the work she puts in. Kylie obviously works, I'm sure that after last year, she was already back on the field trying to practice. So these girls don't take any time off. Kylie only plays softball. What did it mean to you as their coach to be able to see them get this honor and be there to share it with them?
Yeah, it's always a special moment. Um, I think this is my eighth or ninth year, and only twice have I not had someone recognized, and I always make it a point to go because, for one, they get dressed up, and it's something that they'll remember for a lifetime. So I try to not miss it. Um, but being there with them and we all three got recognized, that'll always be something I remember. But I'll remember from the years past because I've probably whispered a time or two that I would like to, that was one of my goals, as a coach. And I always, tell the players to strive, to be the best they can be. And that was just a great honor. And to spend it with them meant a lot more, especially last year. I felt like Kai Ward should have gotten it as well. And then when she didn't, I know she was pretty upset, and we used it as motivation. And I think that kind of helped us in the long run.
Well, Kylie, if that's if you feel like you should be selected and they don't select you, and then this is what happens, you get one game away from the state semis, and coach probably say do it again because that motivates you to be the best you can be, and then we see the results. So yeah, you guys had a great run, but I'm glad it's well deserved. I've seen you. I've had you on the podcast. I've seen you. I follow you through Game Changer. I see what you do. I think you get stronger. Last year, I was able to see more games than I've ever seen, and you get stronger. I mean, you pitch. Late innings. You don't. It seems like you just continue to get stronger. So for me, when you were selected, it was for me. It was like it was well deserved. There was no debate about should you, shouldn't you. So last year, maybe it went the way it went. This year, they got it right, in my opinion, right to get to there. Before we continue with the questions for Kylie, Coach. So you got Coach of the Year,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay. So what was that like for you? I mean, because so most coaches, okay, but this is a great honor for you. I mean, you're well deserved. Look what you did and the run that you had. Being selected as Coach of the Year. What did that mean to you?
Like I said, it meant a great deal because it really wasn't about me. It was about the team, because they're the ones that played and they're the ones that made it far. And then to be selected with Coach Lentz at Calallen, and my two players, that meant a lot. Also, they didn't get recognized, but Bishop also had a great year, and they could have easily gave it to those coaches as well. So, um, just honored to be selected, because there's a lot of great coaches that get it, and there's a lot of great coaches that haven't, and I'm sure um, they're trying to do what we did so they could be nominated. But I would give that award back for a state championship any day of the week.
Yeah, no, I think every coach would do that. But and I know coaches say that, but I tell you, I've talked to you. We've talked off camera, and you do a great job, Coach. And I think
Thank you.
the thing that surprises me is they buy in the team. They trust you, right? You said this last week where you said you trust your pitcher and your pitcher trusts you, and you can have all the talent, but you got to be able to build that with they got to be able to buy into what you and your assistants are saying, and you come and watch Ingleside, they buy in. You talked about not winning the district last year and how heartbreaking that was, right? But you use that as motivation, right? It was like a new season when the playoffs, and I like I said, I thought that Ingleside, hit their stride at the right time in the playoffs. It just seemed like they went to another level. And you talked about what when Kylie didn't get the motivation. So it seems things don't go your way. The team rallies around and they continue to get better. And so you guys had a great season. Kylie, let's talk a little bit about last season. I haven't, we hadn't spoken since last year. What was that like for you, man? That was a run. I don't know that anybody thought that Ingleside would get one game away from the state title game, right? Like, and I saw you guys in the playoff And you just got stronger in the playoffs. Like your pitching got better. You took it to another level, but so did your team. Coach talked about the seniors being that leader, but then you also I saw the girls, the freshmen that were last year, right, really grow up. I'd like to get your thoughts on just the whole season, especially the playoff run. What was that feeling like for you?
That feeling was something I'm always gonna remember. Making it that far was something that I've been playing for, working for ever since I was a little girl. And knowing that we were one game away from state broke my heart. But we still made it to the semifinals and we were one game away. And I'm very proud of that team that we had, especially the freshmen. I'm very proud of them and how they stepped up and showed what they had.
They did, and we caught some of those games, and it was fun. It was fun to watch. And when you get this far, and Coach said this last week on the podcast, the one thing he said was he knows we belong. We didn't get the job done. You were so close, oh so close, right? You're talking about one hit, one run, but the competition was tough and you guys held on. Where I would say, really, one hit, one play goes this way or the other, and you guys are probably going to the state game, right? So just to be able to see a team, and I was telling Coach, competition in this district, right? Everybody wants to be together, but when Ingleside, like last year, got far, the Coastal Bend rallies, the communities around Ingleside rally, right? You're one of us, right? So whether we compete or not, when one of these teams get up there, the whole Coastal Bend is cheering for you guys. And I saw a lot of people cheering for you guys, which was a great run. So now we go into this year. You got a young team, right? You lost some seniors. You lost your catcher. So you had to kind of adjust to a new catcher. Now I don't know how important. I'm just starting to learn softball a little bit, but I know you and I think it was Maddie that had a really good report. She leaves. So now you got a younger team. What's the mindset going in this year? Younger team that I think, I don't really think you lost a beat because I saw those girls. I saw what Mua did. I saw what Davila did. So to me, they're young, but I've already seen them. So to me, I don't think they lost a beat. I
Mhm.
said Kylee Ward's coming back. There's no reason to think Ingleside can't get that far, but you're seeing this team now. What's the expectation? What are you expecting from this team this year? Kylie.
Oh, um, I expect a lot. These freshmen that came up this year, I forgot what I was gonna say. Hold on. The
Nope.
freshmen that came up this year are good. They're studs. I know they are. And they show what they have and they can step up in a spot that they need to be in and get us a run in or make a play, make a simple play if we need it. The freshmen are, I'm really proud of how hard they've worked and how dedicated they are. This team, I'm proud of them. We've had some up and downs, but we've gotten through it. And they've put in the effort to keep going, and we haven't given up yet. And we're not gonna. We keep pushing and striving to be better every single day.
No, I definitely see that. And I told Coach last week, as long as Kylie Ward's in the circle, you're always going to have a chance to win the game. Always, right? So that's awesome. Before I go into the tournament and your district game, because you guys are 1-0, you won your first district game, and we get your thoughts. This is your last year. Is there any goals, like personal goals, that you have been working on that maybe you're close to, or that you would love to accomplish that before you graduate, that you haven't done? Is there anything personally that you'd like to say, I would like to be able to do this before I graduate, for me as a hitter, a pitcher, whatever?
My goal as a pitcher is to try to get somewhat close to 1,000 strikeouts. That's my goal as a pitcher. As a hitter, just to get runs in because my hitting is not my top tier thing. That's my pitching. And all I'm more worried about is my pitching and me hitting my spots and striking people out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you hit pretty good though. I've seen you knock some out of the park, so it's not like you can't hit the ball. I mean, if we're going to compare
Yeah.
pitching and you're hitting, well, yes, everyone's going to go to the pitching because we see what you do. But you're not a bad hitter either, right? Not probably as good as pitching, but you're not a bad hitter. You can knock it out of the ballpark. You got the power because I've seen it. So don't let Kylie tell you she's pretty good at the bat too, just better at the pitching. Coach, you heard her say 1,000, man. That's awesome. Can you tell us is she close to that? Or do you
I don't think she can get to 1,000, and because last year she struck out 254, and we were 30 and 12, so we played 42 games. Um, and right now we're 13 and 8, so I mean, if we do the same as last year, she's got like, I don't know the math, like 15 more games,
okay?
20, and like she's not going to pitch all the games coming in spring break. Like we're not going to wear her out. Uh, but I think realistically, she could get to around 800. Uh, maybe uh, if we go all the way, she can get to 900, depending on. But I would say more realistically 800.
Kylie, that's still awesome. I mean, that's God. You've had a great high school career. I mean, I think a lot of pitchers would love to be where you're at. But that just kind of shows the work you put in, right? Because people that know you, that I talk to, they say, man, it's softball. It's softball all year round for her. Right? That's what she does. And that's awesome. I think you're a great leader for the girls. They can, younger girls that want to get in that circle when they grow up, they're seeing the work. You're showing them. You got to work hard and you got to be dedicated to be able to get to where we did last year as a team, but also myself statistically. So that's awesome. If you get 800, you've done great. But if you can get to 800, that's awesome. And if somehow you get to 1,000, that's even better. We'll definitely bring you back on to talk just about that. If you hit 1,000, that'd be awesome. Um, Kylie, you guys had a coach always put you in tournaments this season. You've gone to that College Station tournaments. You guys are playing some tough teams. I don't want to put coach up on because he knows what he's doing. I just talk. I don't know softball like he does, but he puts you through the test, right, for this district. I always said this district is really good. Teams are always good. It's good pitching, good hitting. But when district comes, you guys should be very well prepared because the teams you play, you got to throw the record when you see Ingleside. The record doesn't really, I think, say how good this team is because you guys are going and playing tough teams, some 6A uh, schools. In your tournament, you had some good teams that came here to play with you guys, and then for spring break, man, you got Calallen. Coaches putting you guys through the test. The question is, do you think, how much does that playing these tough teams really help you and your team? Is there like an advantage when it comes to district to playing these tough teams?
Honestly, yes and no. But mostly yes, because playing these tough teams are just getting us better and getting us ready for what's ahead. If we make it to playoffs or state like we did last time or the semifinals, we got to play the best that we can like we do against those 6A teams. So yes, it does help us in the long run and in district. And being able to play against those harder teams and not like the 2A and 3A, all against those harder teams, the 6A really help us a lot because we want to get better and that's helping us get better.
It is. Plus, coach says when y'all go down there, y'all get to do some fun things too. It's not all just about softball, right? You get to bond, and so some of the stuff coach told me is, it's pretty good. I mean, if I was on a softball team, I'd go up there just to not just the softball, right? You get to bond, and you guys get to do a lot of fun things out there. So it's really good. I do think there is an advantage for you guys because you see power, speed, right? And then, like I said, when you get in the district, especially the younger girls, and I think that's what really helped the younger girls last year because when they got into this deep playoff run, they had already been there. Coach had played them. They had seen it. It wasn't something like, oh my God, what's going on here, right? They had already seen that. So I really think last year the teams you guys played uh, in the non-district tournaments really helped you guys have that run, which was awesome to see. Let's get into the district now. You guys played your first district game. You traveled to Sinton. Never an easy place to play out there, right? They're always well coached. No matter what they have, they're always going to be competitive. But you guys get the win. What was that feeling like? Talk to us a little bit about the game, your performance. What did you see from your team? Did you like what you saw from your team? I mean, it's early on, you're still working out the kicks, but give me your thoughts on the way your team performed overall and then your performance in the circle.
I like the effort that they put in. They never once gave up. They kept going and striving to get runs, and they stayed loud that whole entire game. The effort that they put in was great, and I liked how it never went down. It stayed the same or it even got higher. My pitching, it was okay. It was just okay. I could have done a lot better. I know I could have. I really didn't get that many strikeouts like I wanted, but it was the first district game and it's out of the window now. So I'm gonna do better coming on from here on out. I'm gonna do better.
No doubt about that. And and I think the thing is, because I would say Ingleside in softball expectations are high, right? Everyone's expecting this team to go right and do what they do. Once you show you can do it, and then you bring that pitcher back, right? Even myself, I say they're probably gonna make another deep playoff run, right? That's just what I think. That's what fans think. Do you ever feel this year as because there's just a young team, you're the captain, I'm sure you're the senior, everyone's going to look to you. Do you feel after accomplishing what you did last year, this year, do you feel any pressure to have to repeat what you did last year?
No, I don't feel any pressure at all because me and my catcher, we have a good bond. She knows me really well and I trust her and she trusts me. And she tells me when I'm doing wrong and all that. And then behind me, they're great.
Um,
They're great. And I know we can make it farther or the same as what we did last year. I know we're good enough. And if we keep striving to get better every single day, there's no doubt that we will make it farther.
I second guess that. I second that. I don't see why you couldn't. If no one's injured, obviously Leilani's injury hurts the team because I saw what she did last year. Right, her experience is valuable. So hopefully, you guys get her back. When you get her back, this team becomes tougher. Also, with her bat as well and playing third base. So we'll see how all that plays out. But that's awesome. Spring break's coming up. Calallen coming to your house. You've got Calallen. You seen what they've done. You guys, I think the last time you played them, you were a sophomore. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you were a sophomore, and you guys played in Sinton, and they barely beat you guys. Is that am I correct, Coach, or am I off here?
That was a playoff game. Yeah, they but last year we played them again in spring break over there. It was a 1-0 game. And then I think it was the fifth inning. They hit a pop fly. The wind was blowing pretty bad, and it was at first base. Kai probably doesn't like me bringing this up because I tell her don't catch the balls. But the wind literally blew it, and it hit her glove. Like she was standing in the circle, and it hit her glove, but she didn't catch it. Um, and then I think she kind of lost focus because the next batter I think hit a home run. Um, and we weren't hitting Thibodeau, so I got some of the younger pitchers in, and I think it ended up 10-0.
Right. I do remember that now. Kylie's just sitting there laughing. Thanks, Coach, for putting that out there here on the podcast. You have more good than not, Kylie. Don't worry about that. You got Cal Allen.
But
Go ahead, Coach.
I think that was a learning experience because they were arguing with me on it this year, and I said, "Well, if the ball's gonna hit your glove or no one else can catch it, yes, you can catch it." But because I try to tell her she does enough work, but she doesn't have to go and catch all the pop ups too. Let the infielders get it. But maybe we had some miscommunication, but we've hashed that out now.
Good, good. But Kylie, I want to get your thoughts. I mean, obviously, I mean, if I was a pitcher, I want to play the best, and Calallen is the best around here, right? They've done it. They're back to back. They're coached very well. I mean, I think you shared the coach of the year with them as well. I think it's always great if we're able to play that team. I want to see where I'm at, right? Are you feeling like that? Like it's because it's not a district game. It's you go out there to try to win, right? But if you win or lose, if you win, it's great. We party. If you don't, no big deal. We move on. But what's it like for you? They're coming into your house now. They're coming in to play with you. I don't know that they've ever come to Ingleside or since you've been there. So what's that like? Are you making it like, yes, I want to beat them, or is this just another game? I'm just gonna take it like I do every other game. Like what's your feeling to be able to play this team here in a couple of days?
It is just another game, but every time we play them, I always want to beat them. That's my goal, to get as many strikeouts I can against them and to beat them.
Man, so
Haven't done it yet, but we're gonna do it during spring break.
coming up in a couple of days. That game, coach, that game starts at 11:30. You said 12:30.
We're still hashing it out. I'm sorry. I'll have to get with you. I got to make sure that we have enough, sometimes the JV kids leave and we're barely hanging on. So uh, if they're not here for spring break, then it'll just be varsity only. So I don't want to announce the time and then it change, but I'll let you know as soon as possible.
Absolutely. And for all the fans, I mean, this is going to be a great game. Like you're hearing Kylie, it's not a district game, but it's a game that I'm sure both teams want to win, right? Two of the best pitchers in the Coastal Bend will be going at it. That's on Wednesday, March 11th. Coach, you got to get that right?
Yes.
You're in Ingleside. So listen, if you're around, once I find out the time, I'll definitely post it on the MPND Sports Network. But if you want to see a good softball game and you're available around the Ingleside area, man, this is the game. This is the game you want to come see. Good pitching, good hitting. Hopefully, it's going to be a good game. And look, listen, Kylie, I think you guys have a chance, right? I really do. I think it's going to be great, and that's must watch for me. So hopefully, I'm going to be able to make it out there because I definitely want to watch it, whether I'm streaming it or not, man. I definitely want to be out there watching it, right? If I have to, I'll stream it with my phone, but I definitely want to go out there because I think it's going to be a great game, and I'm looking forward. I've never seen the Calallen. Is it what's her name? Jordan? What's her name?
Jordan Thibodeau. Hmm.
I've never seen her close up. I've seen you pitch, so I definitely want to get out there and see two of the best here go toe to toe. It's going to be a lot of Wednesday, March 11th, and once Coach tells me the time, I'll definitely be posting it up there. Kylie, the last thing I have for you before I give you the final word here is you're going to get an opportunity to play at the next level, right? So I had mentioned it because I wanted to bring you on, but talk to us about how did all that come about and how did you select the school? Because you're going to continue your education, but you're also going to have the opportunity to take your talents and play at the next level. Talk to us how all that occurred and why this school? Why did you pick this school?
Well, I wanted something closer to home, and that kind of didn't work out because all the other schools that were closer, and I didn't really like them, and they didn't really feel like home. This college feels like home. It's in a small town. Everybody knows everybody, and it just felt like home. The coach is nice, wonderful, and everybody's just so welcoming, and
Aw-
it just felt right.
Awesome. Well, they're lucky that they're getting a player that eats everything, does everything softball, right? And they're going to get a hard worker and they're going to get a leader. And I'm glad that you get the opportunity to take your talents to the next level, right? Because all the work that you put in, for me, I love watching kids that, uh, as they grow, they put a lot of work into it. Because I always say, we don't know. We go see you at softball, and then when it's over, we don't see Kylie Ward again until next year. So what's the off season look like? Coach Lewis sees you, your parents see you, they see the ups, they see the downs. And that's why we wanted to create this podcast because we want the community and the surrounding areas to hear from you, hopefully to hear from your parents, all the work that you put in to get to this level that you have gotten to and to have the opportunity to then go play at the college level, you have to put in work. And you've done that. and that's great. And I'm glad you're going to have that opportunity. But look, that's down the road, right? We still got games to play. We got district titles to win, and we still got championships, right? So that's down the road. We'll talk about that when he gets there. Let's talk about what's all going on now. Coach, the next before I let Kylie go, your next district game is Calhoun on Friday. I want to get your thoughts on that game, and then Kylie, and then I'll let her go. Calhoun's always been pretty good. I don't know what they have this year, but it's always tough. What do you need to do in your next district game against? And that game is over in Cal. No, it's at home. It's at home, right? You're playing at home. Tell us what the Lady Mustangs need to do to get that win and go 2-0 in district.
We're gonna have to play clean, like the other night. Not give them any second chances. They're a great hitting team, so we're gonna have to hit our spots. Mix mix up speeds, mix inside out, up and down. Can't 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 leave anything out over the plate. They have a couple hitters that can hit it pretty far, and we're gonna have to put the ball in play and hope that they fall and give ourselves a chance by not striking out so much. We have to limit the strikeouts.
Awesome. Awesome. It's gonna be a good one. Kylie, Calhoun coming to your house tomorrow night. Your thoughts. What do you guys need to do? Agree with coach?
Yeah, most of the part, yes. We just need to have clean defense and limit the strikeouts. And then I think other than that, we're fine.
2-0. Good luck tomorrow. Tomorrow at that game, I think it's at 7 o'clock there in Ingleside. So for all the Mustang fans, come on out. Like I said, it's a great time. I always say this on the podcast. You know, coaches do their job, they coach, and players do their job, they play. And you know, what's the responsibility of the job of the community is to come out and support the program, right? When you have an opportunity, you guys there in Ingleside, you have a great team, right? Like you have a great team. You saw what they did last year. They have an opportunity to do that again. You got the pitcher coming back. This is the time. You won't have her next year, right? You won't have the pitcher. So come out when you get an opportunity. I'm sure the coach and the girls love it when it's loud, it's packed, standing room only. I always say when you bring the energy from the outside, that feeds into the inside the softball field, and it really makes a difference to help the girls and your energy and you being loud may be the difference that helps the girls win a game. All these games are tough, right? This district is tough. They got great pitching, great hitting, great coaching. So every game in district's a battle. So you definitely don't want to miss it. Come on out tomorrow, 7 o'clock in Ingleside. The Calhoun Lady Sandy's, I believe.
6:30.
6:30. Okay.
6:30. Sorry, yeah. If Calhoun is playing, all the games are at 6:30 due to travel.
Okay.
Forgot to say that.
That will also be when you guys go over there.
Yes. Yeah, I think anybody all the other teams are 5 and 7 unless you play Calhoun because of the travel. It's 5 and 6:30.
Okay, I see. Because of it's over an hour, about an hour drive.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's 6:30, but definitely come on out and support the softball team. And Kylie, good luck. Listen, I hope that you'll come back a couple more times. I'll be asking Coach, so hopefully we'll be able to have you and talk more about as we get into district, and obviously we get in the playoffs. So I'm looking forward to having Kylie Ward back a couple more times before the season ends, and then we'll see what happens in the playoffs. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate your time. I know you were a little late getting to practice because you had other things to do. So then you go do what you got to do, go to practice, and then I got to get on the podcast with this guy. So I really appreciate your time for joining us and talking a little bit about your team. I'll give you the final word. Anything you want to add?
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for what you do, and I'm glad that you're one of our pitchers here in the Coastal Bend. Looking forward to a great season, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
You. Coach, I wanted to ask you before I let you go, your tournament. You had a tournament here. You had 16 teams. It was good. You had good weather. Talk to us about first the tournament, how it all went, was it a success? I'm sure it was. I saw some stuff. I heard people saying that the way it was there with, I think, concession stand and stuff. I was reading some of the comments there, and they were saying it was really, they really enjoyed it. The way it was set up was really nice. They compared the way things were in Ingleside to other places they had been. And so there was, what I was reading about the softball program, the setup in general was really good. There was more positives. I don't think I read one thing that was negative, which was nice to see, because I know you guys, you and your team, they put a lot of work into. A lot of people help you out to make that happen. So talk to us about just in general the 3 days, how it went as far as the tournament, and then how the Lady Mustangs fared those 3 days.
Yes, sir. First, big shout out to the parents. They're the ones that did the concession stand. Abel and his team kind of got those two fields across the street ready. Without the parents, it would be a struggle putting it on. Also, a couple other coaches, Coach Lynch and Coach Mills and Coach Merck, man the gate for us, during school hours. So that kind of helps as well. And administration, letting them guys get off so that they can help. So big thanks to everybody that had a hand in it. Um, the main thing for me, because I've been doing this for a while and I know how the kids are. I think I've told you this before um, when we have senior night and we ask, hey, what's a memory? Usually they fall back on College Station or something to where we were out of town and they were bonding. And so with most of the teams, I would say probably at least 12 of them were staying the night here, So just getting feedback from them of how fun the girls are having. That's my main focus because I know uh, most of all the teams are getting ready for district to start, and so it kind of relieves the stress and helps you bond. We do ours earlier, but that's kind of my main focus with everybody coming in. I know Colorado City said if I hosted weeks 1, 2, and 3, they would be here for all three. I've already, got a lot of confirmation from other teams that say they'll be back next year. So um, I'm very proud that they enjoyed it, and that's our goal.
Mhm.
As far as us playing, we started off 3-0. Didn't hit the ball well against Somerset. They made some plays. They hit a home run, was up 1-0, and we couldn't scratch one by, and then the time ran out. So we ended up losing that one. And then Saturday we play a really good Godly team and play well, beat them 2-0. And then we found out that Rockport ended up losing to PSJ North, which gave us a chance to win the championship. And then we didn't do what we needed to do to be back to back to back champs, or at least since I've been here. I don't know if they won it the year before or not, but could have been three in a row for us since I've been here, and we end up losing 2-1. Hopefully that was a wake up call. So we end up getting, I think, fourth because of that. But like I told the girls, use that as motivation. Don't let that happen again. Um, and come back ready to go and hungry. And I thought we played pretty well against Sinton, and I thought today's practice went pretty well. So we'll see how we fare tomorrow against a very good Calhoun team.
It was, and it's nice. It takes to have a successful tournament, and I don't think people know how much work it takes. Right, 3 days. It's softball all day long. It starts really early in the morning. I mean, the games start early, so I'm sure you guys have to get there a lot earlier than that. It's 3 days, and then you're coaching and also helping. But I think when you get those people that come in, and then you get the feedback and it's positive, it takes a whole like team, right? Takes extra coaches. Abel does a great job. I mean, that guy does a great job in English. I mean, he's committed, right? And it's just so awesome to know that parents and people will step up, coach, what do you need to make a success, right? And it's good when people come in and they want to come back. They leave the tournament saying, I want, if you have it next year, I'm coming back. It's great. It speaks a lot to the school, to the community, and to the parents and everyone that helps. So it was great. Like I said, I was reading some stuff and I was like, wow, man, people were talking about, they were, the concession stand was better. They were comparing it to where they had been before. They have this, they didn't have that. So, there's a lot of thought that was put into this, and that's awesome. And you've been very successful in the past, and I think that's going to continue when you hold it next year again. So you beat Sinton. That's it's always a rivalry. Anything else you want to add? Anybody that stood out to you as far as the players? I'm reading. I know Mia Salazar is Abel's daughter. I'm reading stats. Man, it seems like she's picking up every game. She's a freshman. We talked about she's been playing softball for a long time, right? But it seems like she's really coming to her own. Anybody stand out to you in that game that you said, wow, they did really good?
Yeah, Kylee Muwa had an inside the park home run. Uh, did well on defense. Lana Walker did well on defense as well. Like Kylie said, she only had I think 5 strikeouts. So Sinton did a good job of trying to put the ball in play and try to pressure us. Mia executed a nice hit and run. I think she had a big hit. I know Muwa was 3 for 4, and I can't remember if Mia was 2 for 3 or 2 for 4 or 3 for 4. I can't remember. Brooke Hardcastle had a nice hit up the middle. Kiki Smith laid down 2 great bunts. I think that kind of got the thing rolling in that third inning. And I think Dara Davila didn't have a lot to show for it. Like I was telling you off air, she put the ball in play. But they made some plays on her. I think the wind kind of held up her ball, couple of them. So she was hitting the ball well. Just one of those things that she didn't have anything to really show for it. I think she was 1 for 4, but could have easily been 3 for 4 as well. Um, but I think overall, we played pretty well. But we'll need to hit better, and I know that.
It's still early, like you said, still trying to get the kinks out. Obviously, we know that the girls can hit, and you had a good practice, like you said, day, and the Lady Mustangs are 1-0 going in, having a home game. Calhoun will be coming in again. That game starts at 6:30. So we invite everyone to come on out. We'd love to see it packed out there. It's been packed out there when I've gone to stream the games. I've always seen it. So you do get a crowd out there. They are loud, so it's great. But again, if you're around town and you're looking for something to do, come on out and watch a great softball game. Calhoun taking on the Lady Mustangs tomorrow. They're in Ingleside, 6:30 for varsity, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great district. A lot of teams, a lot of good pitching. Like I said, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I want to thank Ms. Softball program, the organization for sponsoring tonight's podcast. They do a great job. Like I said, I hope to have Abel come on here at some point to be able to talk more about what they do. They have teamed up with another organization. And so when Abel comes on, he'll let you guys know, how he started and what they're doing. This organization is doing some great things for these young girls, and I'd like to get him on so he can talk more about what he's doing. He's been, I think, doing this since I think 2019. From afar, I've read and seen the stuff that he does, and he does a great job. He puts a lot of time into it, him and his team. So we hope to have him come on here real soon to be able to talk more about the program. Coach, thank you very much. You guys are doing a great job over there in Ingleside. Thank you. Always saying you're going to come on. I know it's late. You're getting off practice. You probably haven't even eaten dinner, and then you still find time to come on. I want to thank Kylie Ward for coming on as well, joining the podcast. And next time Coach comes on, hopefully he'll have another player. We'll find out. So, Coach, thank you for coming out. I'll give you the final word. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen Rocky Five movie a while back?
Uh-huh.
I like using Rocky movies as analogies. He trained Tommy Gunn or whatever, and then they split off or whatever, and then he goes and wins a championship, and then Rocky thinks that he's gonna tell him good job, but he gives it to the promoter,
Mhm.
and Rocky's feelings was hurt. And I know sometimes we get on here and I get going, and sometimes I don't remember or you know give thanks to everybody. But if people have had a hand in the program, I'm using this to say thank you, because I know a lot of people have put in the work. It's just not me, it's just not Abel. It's a lot of people, right? To have success, it takes a lot of people. And if I haven't mentioned your name, I just want to say thanks to all that have helped us.
That's always the best way of doing it. But I've been out there and it's great. It's a great community, small community. Kylie talked about, going. She wanted to go to something that felt like home, right? She talked. I'm going to a small town where everybody knows everybody. That's Ingleside. She compared the coach to a coach she had, so she wanted to go to a place that was going to remind her of home. Now, Coach, I didn't ask her this, but is it far? How close is it to Ingleside? Is it close?
It's in Tyler. I want to say probably 5 hours,
She can drive back on the holidays. Okay, sounds good.
5 or 6. Yeah.
I'm sure when you get the opportunity, you're gonna be going up there to see her as well, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. I definitely have to. I've had one that was in. Well, she's still there at Baylor when I coached at Ray. So I usually try to make it. Was going last year, but she tore ACL. But I need to reach out to her so I can try to go during spring break if they're playing in Waco.
Well, Coach, I've said it before. You're doing a great job. You've been. This
Thank
is
you.
what, third, fourth year in Ingleside.
Third year.
Third year, and you've already accomplished a lot. And I think Ingleside. I think we have to say this. Ingleside's very lucky to have Coach Lewis.
Thank you.
I remember you telling me the first time you came on, where they just didn't know how to win. Can't remember how you told me, but you was just like they were satisfied with just going one round. So you had to change the culture. You had to change the mindset of your players, right? I don't know how much success they had, but I remember you telling me, I had to change a lot of things. And kudos to you because in a short period of time you've done that. And that's what I think when I see you coach is, I mean, you can have talent, but you got to put it together. You just don't. I got a pitcher, I got hitters, and we win. Yeah, you can have all that, but you got to be able to build that. And I think when you talk about going to College Station and you're building that chemistry, we're playing, but we're also trying to, bond together and that trust. The players have to trust each other, right? That the next person next to them is going to get the play, going to make the play. The next batter behind me is going to get that hit, and then they've got to trust the coaching. And in a short period of time, you've done that. And we've seen the success you've had. So great job, coach. I'm sure the Inglesides are lucky and they're happy to have you out there. So we look forward to bringing coach back. Probably not this upcoming week, but the next week we'll have him back after spring break, and he'll have another prayer. Coach, thank you very much. Always appreciate it when you come on. Good luck, uh,
Thank you.
and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for all you do. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.